Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Checking in on the MJ sector, looking at WEED, APH ACB CMED RTI, AMMJ OWCP SPRWF, and MGW. We have a sector breaking out. We have laggards and leaders, and this is the ideal scenario to find bulls that make breaks and then to find the laggards. So we had the big names, WEED, the sector leader, making its bull break, running into earnings, and that has been playing out for some time now. And then once we see profit taking in one place, we see money pour into another stock, and you can see tight trading ranges. This is where finding charts and looking for patterns is very useful because we can find names that have yet to break, and we can be watching for the signals that the bull break is occurring. So let's go through these names first, and then we'll get to some names that are set up with some potential. So WEED, we've got our pullback from the earnings, sell the news. We bounced off of 1150, a double bottom, and at this point, I believe the bulls have tired, and you see the volume here continuing to drop off for the bulls each day that goes by. Our current high is 1288, then we're looking at 13 and 1330 as the next resistances, but I do still believe we're going to see a lower high and then consolidate, form a higher low and a tightening pattern. So if we cannot see a break of 1330, we'll be looking for that lower high, and I'm looking at support of 1265 and 1225 as the first two levels to be watching. If we see an increase in bull volume and a move over $13, that's obviously going to change our current setup. But as of right now, we are looking for the bulls to tire and for a move back down towards the $12 range. Weekly time frame, we had that indecision doji last week favoring the bears. Currently nothing going on with just one trading day locked in, so the weekly chart is not giving us a ton of information. APH, nice follow through, still holding on. So the upper Bollinger Band is 663, and we did close a penny below it. Obviously, that's not a convincing loss of the upper Bollinger Band support. We did get a higher low and a higher high. New resistance is 675, and new support is 651. So 651, 647, 635 are some supports, and the bulls are maintaining this move pretty strong. Resistance is going to be 699 from here if we can continue to the upside, but we need to be weary as we do expect some consolidation to be coming after this breakout, and a loss of the upper Bollinger Band in a more convincing way will be a clear signal. As of right now, this is definitely a heads up with the way we closed today, just below that level, because tomorrow it's going to update and it's going to be around 670, and it's going to be even harder for the bulls to close back above that upper Bollinger Band. So 651 support, and if that breaks tomorrow, we will be looking for short-term consolidation, which will be normal and healthy following a breakout. Weekly time frame, upper Bollinger Band resistance, rejecting the price last week. It's currently at 687, so not rejecting the price just yet. We haven't gotten up to those levels, but that would be a level to look at as well if we do break over 675. But again, I do believe consolidation is coming on APH. ACB bulls are showing up heading into their earnings next week. Increase in bull volume 2 days in a row. Closed just above the upper Bollinger Band. We broke two key resistances the past 2 days, 262 and 272. So now the next price resistance is up at 278, and we pulled back a penny shy. That's from December 1st, and then 285 after that. So the bulls are still in control. Nice solid volume. If we cannot keep this upper Bollinger Band tomorrow, that will be a bit of a setback in terms of the breakout the bulls are trying to see. But as of right now, it's a nice follow through because we got over the high that we saw before the dilution news came out, and we saw the pullback. So that is a nice higher high and continuation for the bulls over 272. And the weekly time frame shows that this is a strong bull break, and you can see the weekly chart does not have much resistance at these levels. 285, 336, 395. So a nice uptrend is intact here, and you can draw this uptrend on the hourly time frame or the weekly time frame, hitting these higher lows and making sure no candlestick closed below your support line. And that's where I would have put it. And that's a trend line I would be keeping an eye on for ACB on the weekly time frame. CMED. So in the video over the weekend, we were looking for a bull reaction. And the reason for that is this is a bull flag. It's normal, healthy, contained consolidation. We saw a bullish reversal candlestick on Friday and the slight uptick in bull volume. How about that follow through today? We couldn't close over that upper Bollinger Band resistance, but we broke key 1240 resistance. And the only resistance levels we have from here are 1260, 13, and 1318. So a very nice bull increase in volume. Middle Bollinger Band key support still holding, and that's the follow through. That's the signal Friday telling us the bulls are showing up, and that's that follow through. So the weekly time frame, nice bull flag continuation. We highlighted that for that consolidation, normal and healthy. So CMED catching up to the big boys. And the question is going to be, can we close above that upper Bollinger Band tomorrow? And if not, we're going to look back to potentially back test this middle Bollinger Band support, which is ascending very rapidly. It's going to be in the low $12 range. But update these Bollinger Bands and the middle Bollinger Band at the open tomorrow to see if we're going to close and break out and continue or pull back to test that middle Bollinger Band support. RTI also seeing follow through. So we did close above the upper Bollinger Band of 77 cents, and we did break the high we had seen of 79 cents, getting up to 282. And the bulls can see that it's very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Thin. It's thin up here. And that's because we break 279, and next thing you know, after 280, we get to 280 in a second, or 282, I should say. There's a lack of resistance at these levels because we're hitting higher highs. So if the bull volume continues to come in here, if we continue to see increasing bull volume, we're going to see a move into the 80-cent range tomorrow. Bulls obviously need to break 82 cents. But after 82, we're looking at 85 cents, 90 cents, some nice round numbers. The weekly upper Bollinger Band did reject the price of that last week, and it is currently 81 cents. So it's pretty much going to require a very, very strong week for a close above the weekly upper Bollinger Band to be in breakout mode again here. So we do need to be weary that this upper Bollinger Band is a resistance level, and that's really the only resistance we're looking at due to the lack of previous price history. So keep an eye on those RTI bulls as they had that key resistance at 62 cents, broke out, and then we back tested and bounced off of previous resistance, now support to the penny, and then saw continuation to the upside. So this is still a strong daily chart, and we'll be looking to see if volume can keep up again. More than 3 million shares traded tomorrow, and we see some nice continuation in my opinion. AMMJ breakout. Look at the volume signaling the bulls are showing up. We're breaking all kinds of resistances from the past couple months. And from here, we're looking up at the high of today, 98 cents, $1 psychological resistance, and then 105, the high from January 3rd. Nice big bull volume, nice breakout above the upper Bollinger Band, and the bulls are in full control. The weekly time frame, you can see the healthy consolidation. We formed a lower high, built a base of support, so it was a tightening range. There's our high, our low. This is that reaching an equilibrium I'm always talking about. High and low, lower high, higher low. Bulls have to break 117 to break the lower high pattern on the weekly time frame. So they still have work to do, but look at that volume. In one trading day, we are over last week's entire volume. So obviously the big volume is here, and if we get a break of 98 tomorrow, we will see continuation on the breakout, and we are very likely to see some high volume again just because we saw that yesterday. And even if we saw 1 million shares traded, that's going to be the highest volume we've seen in a month, besides today, of course. OWCP, how about that follow through? So I pointed out in the weekend video the clear signal that 72 cents was on Friday. We closed strong right up near the high of the day, and we got a full-on continuation breakout in a huge way. And we closed at the high of the day, indicating that we're likely going to see some strength and follow through tomorrow. But if we do see a big gap up, I would be very cautious. After a 100% plus day, I would be looking to lock in my gains personally on a gap up scenario. Volume was huge. In order to see continuation and another strong close tomorrow, we're likely going to have to see upwards of 15 million shares traded, which certainly seems unlikely. So just be wary that we are likely to see profit taking in the short term, and we'll be looking to back test the upper Bollinger Band support on any consolidation. But congrats to the bulls. This is a huge move, and the weekly chart is stair-stepping higher in a very strong manner. And same thing here. We already passed last week's total volume with just one trading day. Tons of volume is coming into these individual names and breaking out from these tight channels. So we do have a couple names still in some tight channels. SPRWF is one of them, and it's SL, Canadian ticker. I can't get the Canadian version on any of my charts, so I use SPRWF. And we have volume here. The volume, if you showed me this volume without the price action, I would absolutely think that we had a breakout or a breakdown by now. And the fact that we have not is a little bit odd. So volume often precedes price. You've heard that saying before, I'm sure. So we could be on the verge of a breakout. We're seeing positioning here. And right now, the key support is 135 and 132. Bulls want to see a break of 139 and 141. Also, 144 is a very key resistance as well. So it's very, very tight, as you can see. The price action is not really there, and it's boring compared to everything else. But we are going to see a break in the very near-term future. And considering we haven't seen any Canadian names bear break from tight patterns, we can absolutely be looking here for a bullish break, and it will be signaled first off by a break of 139. That will be signal number one. And once we break 144, it's going to be off to the races for the bulls. And if we do somehow break 135 and 132, we know to back off. The bulls do not have control. The bears are winning from this tight range. So the weekly time frame, if we get over 144, we're going to be looking up at 150 and then up to $2 as the next resistance. So pretty much over 144 and 150, bulls are in full control, looking for continuation. So watch that very tight range. We've seen very tight ranges so far. AMMJ was a pretty tight range before that bull break. RTI was an extremely tight range before that bull break. And CMED, pretty contained, tight range before the bull break. Last, we've got MGW, same tight range pattern to be watching. Must hold support for the bulls is 65 cents. And signal number one for the bulls is going to be a break of 69. After 69, we're looking at 72, 75, and 78. I'm just looking at previous price resistance where we pulled back in the past. Very, very tight, and a break is imminent. The weekly time frame, right on that middle Bollinger Band of 68 cents, and it's all about 65 and 69. Those are the two ranges to be watching, and a break of 69 will be the go signal. So watch these names. When we see profit taking in a couple names, we see money shift around. Nobody wants to just have money and cash sitting in their account. They're looking for the next play, and that's a really healthy, beneficial environment for the bulls to be in. And this is reminding me a lot of the U.S. sector back in its 2014 explosion. The leaders saw a breakout, the laggards see breakouts, and money is flowing. So keeping an eye on SPRWF and MGW, and also keeping an eye still on CMED and ACB. They have earnings approaching, and we were watching them for their setups over the weekend, and so far we've gotten a nice first day of follow-through to start this week. So I appreciate you watching. We'll keep checking back in towards the end of the week, and I will see you soon. Also keeping an eye on RTI. If we can see some follow-through on that volume, I do expect some nice upside as well if we can get over 82 cents and see some continuation. So thanks for tuning in. See you soon.